The door opened, and my hand was still on her chest. My fingers were tangled in her auburn hair, grounding me, grounding us. For a moment, the only sound was our breathing, heavy, terrified, alive. Then, keys hit the floor. I didn't need to turn around to know who it was. The silence that followed wasn't empty. It was heavy, suffocating. It was the sound of my life fracturing into before and after. Dr. Mitchell? My mother's voice. Small, broken. I felt Sarah flinch against me. I should have stepped back. Should have played the part of the confused acquaintance. But I couldn't. I stayed right where I was, even as the space between us turned into evidence. Margaret. Sarah's voice shifted instantly, the therapist mask sliding into place. But I saw her hands shaking. My mother stood in the doorway, keys dangling. Her face cycled through confusion, recognition, horror. What are you doing here? Her eyes fixed on me. Her son. In his mother's therapist's office at 9 p.m. on a Thursday. I opened my mouth. Nothing came out. Sarah stepped back. The distance felt like miles. We were discussing a referral, she said, for your progress review. At 9 at night, my mother's voice rose. With his hands in your hair? The air left the room. Oh my God. She backed toward the door. How long? How long have you been? Mom. Please, I started. Don't. She held up a hand, shaking. She's my times therapist, asterisk. She knows everything about me. Everything I've trusted her with. And you, her voice cracked. You're sleeping with her? It's not like that. Then what is it like? Tears streamed down her face. Tell me. Make me understand how my son is fucking the woman I've been paying to fix me for 4 years. The word landed like a slap. Sarah flinched. We haven't. I don't care. My mother wiped her face. I'm filing a complaint. Tomorrow. Margaret. Sarah's voice broke. You violated my trust. His judgment. Your professional ethics. She picked up her keys. I hope he was worth it. She left. The door closed. Sarah and I stood in the empty office. The lavender diffuser still hummed. The clock still ticked. Everything had ended. I've never done anything like this before, she whispered. I crossed the room, took her hands. They were cold, always cold. Neither have I said. Let's learn together. I met Dr. Sarah Mitchell because my mother needed a ride. Thursday, 4 p.m. I'd taken the afternoon off from the construction site. My sustainable housing project was in permit hell anyway. My mother had been seeing Dr. Mitchell for 3 years. Anxiety, depression, the usual aftermath of my parents' divorce. I'd heard her name 1,000 times. Asterisk, Dr. Mitchell says I catastrophize. Dr. Mitchell thinks I need to set boundaries. Dr. Mitchell is the only person who really gets me. Asterisk, I expected someone older. Stern. Clinical. I didn't expect her. She was standing in the doorway of her office when I walked up to collect my mother. Auburn hair threaded with silver, green eyes behind reading glasses. Mid-40s maybe, wearing a blouse that fit well but professionally. A wedding ring caught the afternoon light. Dr. Mitchell, my mother said. This is my son, Ethan. Nice to meet you. She extended her hand. Her handshake was firm. Warm. She held on a half-second too long. I felt it. That recognition you can't name. Like meeting someone you've known in another life. Thank you, I said. For everything you've done for my mom? She's doing the hard part. Still, I smiled. She talks about you constantly. Something flickered in her eyes. Surprise. Interest. Then, it was gone. My mother gathered her things. I waited by the door. Before leaving, I glanced back. See you next week, Dr. Mitchell. Sarah, she said. You can call me Sarah. Her voice did something to my chest. In the car, my mother asked, what do you think? Of what? Dr. Mitchell? I kept my eyes on the road. She seems good at her job. She's been a lifesaver. My mother twisted her hand's old habit. I don't know what I'd do without her. I didn't say. Asterisk. I'd like to find out what I'd do with her. Asterisk. 2 weeks later, I saw her at the coffee shop across from my work site. She was sitting alone, laptop open, reading glasses perched on her nose, a latte cooling in front of her. She looked Tired. Beautiful and tired. I should have walked past. I sat down. Dr. Mitchell? She looked up, startled. Then that flicker again. Ethan. Small world. I work 3 blocks over. This place has decent Wi-Fi. And decent coffee. She smiled. Guarded but warm. Can I join you? She hesitated. I saw the calculation. The risk. Then, sure. We talked for 20 minutes. About my project. Her practice. Seattle's rain. Nothing profound. But the way she listened, really listened, not just waiting for her turn to talk, made me feel like I mattered. Like I wasn't just Margaret Ross's son. I'd spent 31 years being that. The good son. The responsible one. The architect who won awards but never quite impressed his mother enough. Always forgettable in a room full of louder, flashier people. But Sarah looked at me like I was the only person in the room. When she checked her watch, 2:55, she startled. I'm late, sorry. I stood when she did. I didn't mean to keep you. You didn't. She gathered her things. Paused. This was nice. Yeah. I held the door. Maybe I'll see you around? Maybe. That night, I couldn't stop thinking about her hands. The way they moved when she talked. Precise. Careful. Therapist hands. But also vulnerable hands. A widow's hands. I thought, asterisk, this is dangerous. Asterisk, I thought. Asterisk, she's my mother's therapist. Asterisk, I thought. Asterisk, I don't care. Asterisk, I went back 2 days later. Same time. She was there. We have to stop meeting like this, I said. People will talk. She smiled. Actually smiled. Let them. This time, we talked for an hour. She told me about her husband, David. Died 4 years ago in a car accident. How she'd built her practice from nothing after. How she hadn't dated since because she was scared. Of what? I asked. Of replacing him. Of forgetting him. Of, she stopped, looked at me, of wanting someone new. The coffee shop noise faded. It was just us. Do you? I asked. Want someone new? She held my gaze. I don't know. That's not true. Excuse me? You know, you're just scared to say it. She laughed. Bitter. You're very direct. Architecture teaches you to identify structural weaknesses. And I have weaknesses? We all do. I leaned forward. But you're worth rebuilding. Her eyes filled. You're 31. And I'm 46. 15 years older. Old enough to be, she stopped. Old enough to what? My mother? I shook my head. You're nothing like her. Ethan, you're brilliant. You're kind. You see people. Really see them. Not just their surfaces. I reached across the table. Didn't touch her hand. Just close enough. I've spent my whole life being forgettable. The guy who builds things. The son who's never quite enough. But when you look at me, I feel like I matter. You do matter. Then prove it. Silence. I need to go, she whispered. Okay. She stood, hesitated at the door. Ethan? Yeah? This can't happen. What can't? Whatever this is. I held her gaze. Okay. She left. I came back the next day. So did she. 3 weeks of coffee shops, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. We never talked about my mother. That felt too wrong. We talked about everything else. Her daughter Emma, 11, brilliant, skeptical of everyone. My projects, the sustainable housing development, my dream of building spaces that gave back instead of taking, her grief, how she still wore David's wedding ring, how guilty she felt every time she laughed, my wound, how I'd spent my life trying to impress my mother, how I was always second best to my father's memory in her eyes, how I was terrified of being mediocre, forgettable. You're not forgettable, she said one Tuesday. We were sitting in the corner booth, rain tapping the windows. Her latte had gone cold. How do you know? Because I think about you constantly. She said it so quietly I almost didn't hear. Even when I shouldn't. Even during sessions with other clients. I think about your hands. My pulse hammered. My hands? Architects' hands, calloused from building models, strong but precise. She looked down at her own. Mine are just therapist hands? Soft? Useless. Can I? I reached across the table. She nodded. I took her left hand, turned it over, traced the lifeline with my thumb. Her skin was cool, soft, her wedding ring pressed against my palm. Your hands save people, I said. That's not useless. I can't save myself. From what? From wanting you. The coffee shop noise disappeared. The rain. Everything. I threaded my fingers through hers. I've never done anything like this before. Neither have I. Your mother is my client. This is unethical. Dangerous. Stupid. I nodded. I know. But tell me you don't feel this. I can't. Then what do we do? She stood. I need to think. She left without looking back. I sat there for 20 minutes, staring at the table where her hand had been. Still warm. She came back 3 days later. I was packing up my laptop when she walked in. Different energy. Determined. I can't stop thinking about you, she said. No preamble. I stood. Okay, that's all you have to say? I've been thinking about you too, since the day I met you. She crossed the distance between us. Stood too close. I could smell her perfume, sandalwood, and something floral I couldn't name. Could see the gray at her temples up close. The crow's feet when she frowned. I'm 46, she said. I have a daughter. A dead husband. Gray hair. Stretch marks. I'm your mother's therapist. This is career suicide for me. I know. And you still want this? I want you. Why? Because you're the first person who's ever made me feel like I'm not background noise. Like I'm worth choosing. Her eyes filled. Ethan, I've spent my whole life being the good son, the responsible one. Never rocking the boat. Never disappointing my mother. And I'm so fucking tired of it. My voice cracked. You make me feel brave. Like maybe I'm allowed to want something for myself. Even if it destroys things, even then. She kissed me. Or I kissed her. It didn't matter. Her hands in my hair. My hands on her waist. Desperate. Clumsy. Like neither of us had ever done this before. When we broke apart, we were both shaking. I've never done anything like this before, she whispered. Neither have I. I touched her face. Let's learn together, she nodded. Kissed me again. In that moment, I knew. This would cost us everything. It was worth it. 2 months in, Sarah invited me to meet her daughter. Casual, she said. Ice cream after school. You're just mom's friend. Emma was 11. Dark hair like Sarah's. Sharp eyes that missed nothing. She studied me over her strawberry cone. Are you mom's boyfriend? I glanced at Sarah. We hadn't used that word yet. I'm someone who cares about your mom, I said carefully. So, yes. I laughed despite the tension. Yes. Emma considered this. Took a long lick of ice cream. Okay, but if you hurt her, I'll tell my dead dad and he'll haunt you. Sarah choked on her water. Deal, I said. We talked about architecture. I sketched sustainable design principles on napkins. Emma asked smart questions. Really listened. In the car afterward, Sarah's hand found mine. She likes you, she said. I like her. That makes it worse. How? Because if this doesn't work. She trailed off. It'll work. How can you be sure? Because I'm choosing you. Every day. Even when it's terrifying. She cried then, pulled over. I held her while she shook. I'm so scared, she whispered. Of what? That you'll leave. That you'll realize I'm too old, too damaged, too. Stop. I tilted her chin up. You're not too anything. You're exactly enough. She kissed me. Salt and fear and hope. 4 months in, she still wore David's ring. I noticed. Never mentioned it. Until one night at her place, Emma, at a sleepover. I traced the band with my finger. Do you still love him? She was quiet for a long time. Yes. Okay. That doesn't bother you? Should it? Most people would be jealous of a dead man. I propped myself up, looked at her. I'm not most people. You were married for how long? 14 years. 14 years. You had a life with him, a child. He was part of you. I touched the ring. I don't expect you to erase that. Loving him doesn't mean you love me less. Her eyes filled. You're too good for me. I'm exactly good enough. That night, she took off the ring, put it in a jewelry box, next to David's photo. I'm not forgetting you, she whispered to the photo. I'm just making room. I held her while she cried. It was supposed to be quick. Sarah had forgotten files at her office. I offered to drive her. Emma was at a sleepover. My place was close. We were going to grab the files and leave, but she looked so tired, so worn down by secrecy. Come here, I said. She stepped into my arms. I held her in the middle of her office, breathed in her perfume, felt her heartbeat against my chest. I'm so tired of hiding, she whispered. Me too. What if we didn't? What if we told people? She pulled back, looked at me. Would you? Tell your mother? Eventually. When you're ready. I don't know if I'll ever be ready. Then we keep hiding. For how long? As long as you need. She kissed me. Soft. Grateful. That's when the door opened. Asterisk, asterisk. The confrontation. Ethan's point of view. Asterisk, asterisk. My mother's face when she saw us? I'll never forget it. Shock. Betrayal. Disgust. Mom, I started. Don't. Her voice was ice. How long? 4 months, Sarah said. 4 months. My mother laughed. Bitter. 4 months of lying to me. Of using information from our sessions. I never used anything, Sarah tried. You used everything. My mother's voice cracked. You knew about my anxiety. My ex-husband. My relationship with Ethan. You had inside access to our entire family dynamic. And you exploited it. That's not fair, I said. Fair? She turned on me. You want to talk about fair? I trusted her. I told her things I've never told anyone. And you destroyed that. I didn't. You did. Tears streamed down her face. You're my time, son, asterisk. How could you do this to me? I fell in love, I said quietly, with your mother's therapist, someone with a power imbalance, someone old enough to… She stopped. She's 15 years older than you. Does that not bother you? No. It should. Why? Because you say so? Her face hardened. I'm filing a complaint. With the state board. She violated every ethical boundary that exists. Mom, please, no. She picked up her keys. You made your choice. Now, live with it. She left. Sarah sank onto the couch. I sat beside her. I'm sorry, I said. For what? For destroying your relationship with your client, your career, everything. She took my hand. You didn't destroy anything. I chose this. I chose you, even though it cost you everything? Yes. She looked at me. I've never done anything like this before. Chosen someone over safety. Neither have I. I kissed her temple. We're learning together. The complaint was filed within a week. Dual relationship with client's family member. Failure to maintain professional boundaries. Exploitation of confidential information. Sarah's lawyer Rita was blunt. Best case, probation. Worst case, license revocation. What's the probability? I asked. Rita looked at me. You're not her lawyer. Why are you here? Because I'm the reason she's in this mess. Then maybe you should leave. Let her make decisions without your influence. Sarah squeezed my hand. He stays. The hearing was brutal. My mother testified first, calm, devastating. I trusted Dr. Mitchell with my most vulnerable moments. She knew everything about my family, and she used that access to pursue a romantic relationship with my son. I wanted to stand up, to shout that it wasn't like that, but I couldn't testify. Conflict of interest. I could only sit in the gallery, watching Sarah get destroyed. When Sarah testified, she was honest. I made a mistake. I crossed professional boundaries, but I didn't use confidential information. I fell in love. That doesn't excuse what I did, but it's the truth. Does intent matter? The board chair asked. You had a duty to your client. You violated that duty. I know. Do you regret the relationship? Silence. Everyone waited. Sarah looked at me, then back at the board. No, she said. I regret the pain I caused, but I don't regret him. Rita kicked her under the table. The board deliberated for 3 hours. When they returned, license revoked, effective immediately. Sarah's face went white. 20 years. Gone. That night, I went to her house. Emma answered. She's in her room. She won't come out. I knocked. Sarah, go away. I'm not going anywhere. Silence. Then the door opened. She looked wrecked, red eyes, hair a mess. I lost everything, she said. Not everything. My license, my practice, my income, my reputation. You have me. And Emma. That's not enough to live on. Then we'll figure it out. I stepped inside, closed the door. Rita said they'd consider probation if you ended the relationship. Showed remorse. She stared at me. What? If you break up with me, you might keep your license? Are you suggesting I'm saying you have a choice. Me or your career. Her eyes filled. That's not a choice. That's torture. I know. But I need you to choose. Really choose. Not stay with me out of guilt. I'm not choose. Sarah. She looked at me for a long time. Then she kissed me. Desperate. Drowning. I choose you, she whispered. God help me, I choose you. Even though it costs you everything? Yes. I've never done anything like this before, I said. Neither have I, but we're learning. Together. The first month after the hearing was hell. Sarah's clients all canceled. Word spread fast in Seattle's therapy community. Dr. Mitchell had an affair with her client's son. The details didn't matter. The nuance didn't matter. She was labeled finished. She tried to stay strong. For Emma. For me. But I heard her crying in the bathroom at 2 a.m. Saw the way she stared at her revoked license certificate before throwing it in the trash. I'm sorry, I said one night. We were lying in her bed, Emma asleep down the hall, rain tapping the windows. For what? She asked. For destroying your career. You didn't destroy anything. I made a choice. Do you regret it? She was quiet for a long time. I regret the pain I caused your mother. I regret losing my practice. I regret, her voice broke. I regret that I'll never be Dr. Mitchell again. I held her tighter. You're still you. License or not. I'm a therapist who can't practice therapy. What am I supposed to do? Work retail? Wait tables? You figure it out. We figure it out. How? I don't know. I kissed her temple. But I'm not leaving. So, we'll learn together. She cried into my shoulder. I held her until she fell asleep. 2 months post-hearing, I got a call. The Portland Sustainable Housing Project. Still alive. Still needed an architect. It's not much, the developer said. Budget's tight. But if you're interested, I looked at Sarah. She was at the kitchen table, laptop open, searching job listings. Nothing required a psychology license. Everything. Paid half what she used to make. Can I call you back? I asked. After I hung up, I told her about Portland. You should take it, she said. Only if you come with me. Ethan, you can't practice in Washington. But Oregon's licensing board doesn't know about your case yet. You could apply. Start fresh. They'll find out. It's a matter of time. Then we try something else. Wellness coaching. Consulting. Teaching. Those all pay nothing. We'll make it work. She stared at her laptop. Emma's school. Her friends. Her life is here. Her life is with you. Wherever you are. What about your mother? The question hung between us. I hadn't spoken to my mother since the hearing. She'd blocked my number. Returned my emails unread. She made her choice. I said quietly. I made mine. Sarah's eyes filled. I destroyed your relationship with her. No, she destroyed it. By trying to control my life. By punishing me for choosing happiness. You don't know that you'll be happy. With me. In Portland. With a reduced income and a complicated stepdaughter. And I know, I said, because I've never been happier than I am right now. Sitting in your kitchen. Watching you stress about money. Being part of your messy, complicated life. She kissed me. You're insane. I've never done anything like this before. Neither have I. She smiled through tears. Let's learn together? We moved to Portland 2 months later. Asterisk. Asterisk. Margaret's letter. 2 years later. Asterisk. Asterisk. The letter arrived on a Tuesday. Letter. 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 I was at the construction site when Sarah texted, asterisk, your mom wrote. Asterisk. My hands shook. Opening the envelope that night. Asterisk, Ethan. Asterisk, asterisk, I'm not writing to forgive you. I'm not sure I can. But my therapist, yes, I found a new one, says, Mitchell didn't cross boundaries, she did. But because I filed it out of anger, to punish you both? Asterisk, asterisk, I wanted to control you. Like I controlled everything else in my life after your father left. And when you chose someone I didn't approve of, I tried to destroy it. Asterisk, asterisk, that's not love. That's possession. Asterisk, asterisk, I don't know if I'll ever be okay with you and Sarah. It still hurts. Seeing your Instagram posts from Portland, knowing you chose her over me. Asterisk, asterisk, and maybe that has to be enough. Asterisk, asterisk, I'm not asking for reconciliation. Just wanted you to know. I'm trying. Asterisk, asterisk, mom times, I cried, reading it. Sarah found me on the porch, letter in hand. What does it say? She asked. That she's not ready to forgive, but she's trying. Is that enough? It has to be. She sat beside me. Do you regret it? Losing her? Every day. I looked at her. But I don't regret choosing you. Even though it cost you your mother? Even then, she leaned her head on my shoulder. I've never done anything like this before. Been worth that much to someone. Neither have I. But we're learning. Together. Portland, Oregon. Sarah works as a wellness coach now. Not licensed therapy, she never got that back. Oregon's board found out about Washington's revocation, denied her application. But she helps people. Stress management, grief counseling, ironic, given her own. Sliding scale fees, it pays half what she used to make. I cover the rest. The housing project succeeded. Led to more work. We're comfortable. Not rich, but comfortable. Emma's 14 now. Adjusted to Portland. Made friends. Stopped asking about Seattle. We live in a small house near Mount Tabor. I built a deck last summer. Sarah planted a garden. Emma painted her room purple. It's not the life either of us planned. It's better. One evening, we're sitting on that deck, Portland rain tapping the roof. Emma inside doing homework. Do you regret it? I ask. Moving? All of it. Me. The lost career. Your mother never forgiving us. Sarah takes my hand. She wears David's ring on her right hand now. On her left, a simple band I gave her. Not an engagement ring, we're not married. Don't plan to be. Just a promise ring. A commitment. I regret the pain, she says. Your mother's. My clients. Emma's disruption. But I don't regret you. She looks at me. I spent 4 years after David died on autopilot, going through motions, existing but not living. You taught me how to live again, even though it cost you everything. I didn't lose everything. I lost my license, my practice, your mother's forgiveness. She squeezes my hand. But I gained you, and this life, and the knowledge that I'm brave enough to choose happiness. I'm scared sometimes, I admit. Of what? That you'll wake up one day and realize what you gave up? That I'm not worth it. You are worth it. She touches my face. You're the first person who ever made me feel like choosing myself wasn't selfish. I've never done anything like this before. I say. Neither have I. She smiles. But we're learning. Together. Inside, Emma calls out. Mom! Ethan! Dinner! We go inside! The house smells like pasta Emma's been cooking. Her new hobby. The table's set. Candles lit. What's the occasion? Sarah asks. Nothing. Just felt like it. Emma grins. Plus, practicing for when you guys are old and useless. We're not that old, I protest. You're 34. Mom's 49. That's ancient. Sarah throws a dish towel at her. We eat. Laugh. Tell stories. Emma talks about her AP history project. Sarah tells a story about a client. No names, no details. Old habits. I describe the new eco-housing project. It's mundane. Normal? Perfect. After dinner, I do dishes. Sarah dries. Emma retreats to her room. Thank you, Sarah says quietly. For what? For staying. For teaching me that love doesn't have to be perfect to be real. I've learned more from you than I've taught. Like what? That choosing someone isn't about what you get. It's about what you're willing to risk. I dry my hands. Turn to her. I'd risk it all again. Every time. She kisses me. Still learning? Always. That night, lying in bed, I think about everything we've lost. But I also think about what we've gained. A home. A family. A love that was worth fighting for. I've spent my whole life being forgettable. The good son. The reliable architect. The guy who never made waves. But Sarah sees me. Really sees me. And that's worth everything we lost. I love you, I whisper. She's already asleep, but her hand finds mine under the covers. Outside, Portland rain continues. Inside, we're warm. Not perfect. Not without scars. My mother's absence still aches. Sarah's career will never fully recover. We'll always be the cautionary tale. But we're together. Learning. Choosing each other every single day. Real. Messy. Worth it. Ours.